After everything I did to you, you're forgiving me.
Yes.
Say something else. Shout at me. Be angry. Tell me I destroyed your life.
You didn't destroy my life, Amaka.
Then what did I do?
You taught me that the right love in the wrong season can still hurt, like the wrong love entirely.
I was afraid.
I know.
Ajegunle woke up before sunrise. The streets were already alive with noise. Bus conductors shouted at passengers. Women arranged tomatoes and peppers inside wooden trays. Children in oversized school uniforms crossed muddy roads carefully. The smell of akara mixed with gutter water and diesel smoke. At the corner of Boundary Road stood a small workshop built from old zinc sheets and wick wood. A faded signboard hung above it. Tunde Electricals, generator repairs. Inside the workshop, 28-year-old Tunde Balogun bent over a damaged generator. Sweat rolled down his face. His fingers were black from engine oil, but his movements were careful and patient. The generator coughed twice, then suddenly roared back to life. A customer clapped happily.
Tunde, you get magic for hand.
No be magic, Oga. Na experience. Thank you, sir.
As the man left, Tunde looked around his workshop quietly. Rusty tools, old wires, broken engines waiting for repair. The roof leaked whenever rain fell. But this tiny workshop was all he had. And somehow, he was proud of it. Because nobody gave him anything in life. His father died when he was 14. His mother sold roasted corn by the roadside until sickness took her too. Since then, survival became his only teacher. And Lagos was a cruel classroom. Still, Tunde carried himself with dignity. He never stole, never cheated customers, never joined fraud boys chasing fake wealth. He simply repaired generators while hoping life would one day become softer. But there was one person who made his difficult life easier. Her name was Amaka Okori. Every evening after closing her fabric stall at Balogun Market, Amaka visited Tunde's workshop. She was beautiful in the kind of way that made people turn their heads twice. Smooth dark skin, sharp eyes, long braided hair, and a confident walk that announced her presence before she even spoke. That evening, she entered carrying a nylon bag of hot puff-puff.
Tunde,
You came.
you forgot to eat again.
How you take no?
You always forget.
She handed him the food. Tunde ate gratefully while she watched him. For a few moments, the noise of Lagos disappeared around them. Then Amaka looked around the workshop again. The leaking roof, the old fan that barely turned, the cracked plastic chairs. A shadow crossed her face briefly.
Tunde, when will things finally change for us?
I'm trying, Amaka.
I know.
One day, I'll give you a better life.
I know you will, Tunde.
Amaka forced a smile. But deep inside her chest, fear was already growing. Because Lagos was not kind to dreamers without money. And love alone could not pay rent. 3 weeks later, heavy rain fell across Lagos. Flood water swallowed gutters. Traffic stretched endlessly from Mile 2 to CMS. Inside his workshop, Tunde worked late into the night repairing generators for desperate customers. Electricity had disappeared again, and whenever darkness came, business increased. But among all the damaged generators inside the workshop, one stood separately in the corner. A brand new red generator. Clean, powerful, beautiful. Tunde stared at it often. He cleaned it every morning carefully, like a secret object. Nobody knew why, not even his closest friend, Bode. That night, after customers left, Bode arrived carrying sachets of gin and roasted meat. The two men sat outside while rain tapped loudly against zinc roofs.
That one na special customer own? No. Then why you dey polish am every day like bride?
I want use and propose to Amaka.
Generator?
Not only generator.
Yes. Jesus.
I saved for 2 years.
2 years?
I was surprised her during New Yam Festival for my village. My brother, you sure say this girl fit endure suffering? She loves me. Love the sweet when pockets still they smile.
Tunde's smile faded a little, but he refused to listen because poor people survive mostly on hope, and Tunde had built his entire future around it. A month later, someone new entered Amaka's life. His name was Chief Odion Ezi. People spoke about him with respect, some with envy, some with fear. He was a wealthy importer who owned shops in Trade Fair Complex and warehouses near Apapa Port. He wore expensive watches and sprayed money carelessly at parties. Whenever his black Prado Jeep entered the street, conversations stopped. Women admired him openly, and Amaka noticed him immediately. The first time they met was at a fabric supplier's shop.
You're too beautiful to stress yourself inside market.
Now walk the feet person.
A woman like you deserves soft life.
Those words stayed inside her mind long after he left. Soon, gifts began arriving. Expensive wigs, perfume, a new phone, money transfers. At first, Amaka resisted, but slowly, the comfort began changing her heart. Meanwhile, Tunde remained trapped inside his struggling world. Every day brought new bills, new stress, new disappointments. One evening, Tunde visited Amaka's apartment carrying fried plantain and fish wrapped in foil paper. But immediately he arrived, he noticed expensive suitcases near the door. His chest tightened. Amaka opened the door slowly. Her face looked troubled.
Tunde,
You dey travel? So you be Tunde.
Tunde, please understand.
Understand wetin?
I'm tired.
Tired.
I cannot continue suffering.
I'm trying, Amaka.
But trying never changes anything. I'm getting older. I want a better life. I'm sorry.
Tunde stared at the ring for several seconds. Then, without another word, he turned and walked away. The rain outside swallowed him immediately. And for the first time in years, Tunde cried openly. Rain flooded Ajegunle that night. Cars stopped inside deep water. Street lights flickered weakly. Inside his dark workshop, Tunde sat alone beside the generator. The proposal ring still remained hidden inside, untouched, waiting for a future that no longer existed. Hours passed. Tunde did not move. Then Bode arrived unexpectedly. He found Tunde staring blankly at nothing.
My brother. She don't go. I hear say na that rich importer. I love her. I know. I planned everything. Life wicked sometimes. No be life. A poverty.
That sentence hung heavily inside the workshop, painfully true. Outside, generators echoed across Lagos like angry drums fighting darkness. Finally, Tunde wrapped the generator carefully with old cloth and pushed it into storage. That night, he made himself a promise. He would never again allow love to make him weak. Time moved quickly. Pain changed Tunde. The cheerful young mechanic slowly disappeared, In his place emerged a quieter, harder man. He worked endlessly, morning till midnight, sometimes without eating, sometimes without sleeping properly. His workshop became larger, then bigger, then successful. He trained apprentices, opened another branch in Surulere, then another in Ikeja. Soon, hotels and offices began hiring his company for electrical maintenance. Money finally arrived. But happiness did not arrive with it. Meanwhile, Amaka married Chief Odion in a lavish traditional wedding at Festac. The event was extravagant. Musicians sang loudly. Money sprayed endlessly. Imported drinks filled the tables. Guests praised her luck openly. Amaka smiled outwardly. But somewhere inside her chest lived a quiet discomfort she could never explain. At night, Odion often traveled, sometimes for business, sometimes for women. He became colder after marriage, more controlling, more impatient. Yet Amaka endured everything silently because she believed wealth required sacrifice. She gave birth to 2 children, moved into a luxurious duplex, wore expensive clothes. But occasionally, during power outages, the sound of generators reminded her of Tunde. And for reasons she never understood, guilt always followed. One bad business deal changed everything. Odion imported several containers through Apapa port using borrowed money. But corruption, delays, and government seizures destroyed the shipment. Millions disappeared overnight. Banks called endlessly. Partners vanished. Friends stopped answering his calls. Within months, cars were seized. Property sold. Luxury disappeared piece by piece. The stress transformed Odion completely. He became angry all the time. One evening, he smashed a glass table during an argument. Amaka stood silently while their children cried nearby. The house that once hosted loud parties became painfully quiet. Soon, they moved out of their expensive home into a smaller rented duplex in Surulere. For the first time in years, Amaka experienced real fear. Not fear of poverty alone, but fear of regret. One hot afternoon, electricity disappeared again. Their old generator suddenly stopped working. Odion kicked it angrily.
Useless machine!
What will we do now?
Find any cheap generator!
A neighbor recommended a second-hand dealer nearby. The next morning, workers delivered an old red generator into their compound. Dust covered its body. Rust stained the edges. But the machine still looked strong. As the workers positioned it outside, Amaka suddenly froze. Her eyes locked onto faded white letters scratched into the metal. T.B. Her heartbeat stopped briefly.
No.
Madam?
Amaka moved closer, slowly. Her hands trembled. She recognized the scratches instantly. Tunde Balogun. Memories crashed into her violently. The generator's roar filled the compound, and somehow the sound felt like the past calling her name. That night, Amaka could not sleep. The sound of the generator echoed endlessly outside. Her mind kept returning to Tunde, to his tired smile, to his gentle patience, to the life she rejected. Finally, around midnight, she stepped outside alone. The compound was quiet. Only mosquitoes and distant traffic disturbed the silence. She touched the generator carefully. Then she noticed part of the fuel compartment hanging slightly loose. Curious, she opened it slowly. Something wrapped in black nylon fell into her hand. Her breathing stopped. Carefully, she unwrapped it. Then tears followed her eyes immediately. A gold ring. Still shining, still beautiful, still waiting. Beneath it was a folded note stained by age and engine oil. Her fingers shook violently as she opened it. The world around her suddenly became silent. Pain rushed through her chest so strongly she almost collapsed. She covered her mouth to stop herself from screaming. Yes, the ring had remained hidden there for years, waiting for a future she destroyed with her own hands. Amaka sat on the ground crying bitterly. Not gentle tears, not quiet tears. These were tears born from regret, the deepest kind. Because regret arrives when nothing can be changed anymore. Inside the house, the generator powered the lights brightly. But outside, Amaka sat inside emotional darkness, holding the proof of a love she threw away. For days, Amaka could not think clearly. The ring haunted her. The note haunted her even more. She stopped eating properly, stopped sleeping peacefully. Everywhere she looked, memories followed. Finally, she made a decision. She had to see Tunde, even if only once, even if only to apologize. After asking around, she found the address of his company office on Victoria Island. The building shocked her with modern glass walls, security guards, company vehicles, and employees in uniforms. Amaka stood outside the building for several minutes before gathering the courage to enter.
Who do you want to see? Tunde Balogun. Do you have an appointment?
Let her come.
She turned slowly, and there he stood. Older, more mature, more handsome, but different. The softness she once knew had disappeared from his eyes. For a moment, neither of them spoke. Years of pain stood silently between them. Finally, Tunde gestured toward his office.
My mother once told me something before she died.
What did she say?
A person who abandons a well because of mud may die searching for water in the desert.
I hurt you.
Yes.
I was afraid of poverty.
And now?
Amaka could not answer, because life itself had already answered the question for her. Silence filled the office heavily. Outside, Lagos continued moving without concern for broken hearts. Finally, Amaka removed the ring from her bag and placed it carefully on the table. Tunde stared at it quietly. For a brief moment, all the emotions crossed his face. Pain, love, memory. Then they disappeared again.
You should keep it.
That ring belongs to the past.
I used to think wealth solved everything.
Most people think that.
You became successful,
Yes.
but you never married.
No.
Why?
Some heartbreak changes a person permanently.
I'm sorry.
I truly loved you.
Those 4 words destroyed the little strength remaining inside her. Because she knew they were true. No rich gifts, no luxury, no expensive promises had ever matched the sincerity of Tunde's love. And she traded it away for comfort that eventually disappeared. Outside the office window, dark clouds gathered above Lagos again. Rain began falling softly. The same kind of rain that filled the streets the night she left.
I have a meeting soon. Amaka, I forgive you.
Those words broke her completely. Because forgiveness sometimes hurts more than punishment. Months passed. Life continued. But Amaka never recovered fully from that meeting. Sometimes she sat beside the generator late at night, staring at its faded red body. To others, it was just a machine. But to her, it had become a graveyard of lost dreams. Meanwhile, Tunde continued building his business across Lagos. People admired his success story. Young mechanics called him inspiration. But deep inside, loneliness still followed him quietly. One evening, during another blackout, Tunde sat alone on his balcony, listening to generators roar across the city. The sounds reminded him of old days in Ajegunle, of struggle, of hope, of Amaka. Then suddenly he smiled sadly to himself, and life was strange. The same generator that once carried his dreams had eventually carried his heartbreak back to the woman who caused it. Fate had completed a painful circle. Far away in Surulere, Amaka also listened to the sound of that same generator. Only now, every vibration reminded her that genuine love is rare. And once lost, it may never return again. The generator continued powering homes through darkness. But for both of them, it also powered memories they could never escape. And somewhere inside Lagos, surrounded by noise, traffic, and endless survival, two hearts carried different forms of regret. One regretted loving too deeply. The other regretted realizing the value of love too late. Do not abandon genuine people because of temporary hardship. Wealth can disappear overnight. But sincere love, loyalty, and good character are treasures that money cannot replace. Many people only understand the value of true love after losing it forever.